good day, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Our conversation today is entitled The Steel Pan Industry, Our Next National Economy. My name is Denise L.J. Hernandez and I am the Secretary of Pan Trinbago, the world governing body for pan. Who and what is the steel pan? For those of you who are not familiar with it. The steel pan is the only musical instrument invented in the 20th century. Invented in Trinidad and Tobago around the mid-1935. Recycled from used 55-gallon oil drums. It is our national instrument. Steel pan consists of plain surfaces made of steel in a cylindrical shape in which concave notes are on the surface and is attached to a resonator called a skirt. The notes are played with a rubber tip stick and the persons who play the pan are called panists. The steel band or steel orchestra is the family of steel pan instruments comprising the tenors, the double tenors, the double seconds, the guitars, the cellos, and the bass. Familiar names as with respect to the conventional orchestras. In the steel band or the steel orchestra, we have a rhythm section in which we have our conventional rhythm pieces, a drum kit, the congas, etc. But we also have unpitched percussive instruments which have also been created in Trinidad and Tobago, namely our scratcher and our irons. Steel pan industry has its linkages to tourism, manufacturing and trade, research and development, community development, and entertainment. It is expected that this industry will become our country's #1 non-oil export sector. It is our belief that the steel pan instruments can become a mainstream instrument internationally. The industry in itself compasses many areas: manufacturing, research and development, education and training, transportation, recordings, graphic designing, metal fabrication, skills development, education and training, craft and design, marketing and sales. And this is just to name a few. We expect that these sectors will not only employ thousands of persons directly, but thousands more indirectly. We'll just look at a few. The manufacturing sector, probably the biggest sector of the industry. In this sector, we are going to find several areas of manufacturing. Our first major area is the production of the drums. These are the drums made from high-quality steel, which our tuners will use to produce the various instruments. We then have our downstream industry of the drum manufacture. In this downstream industry, we recycle and use pieces of steel to make collapsible stands on which the instruments can be played, to produce miniature steel pans, to produce mailboxes, toolboxes, hose reels, hose boxes. Our accessories industry. These are the things that are used with our steel pan. Our sticks, which the players use, our stands, on which the instruments are set up for performances and playing, and then our cases, which is used to store instruments. Aligned to the manufacturing industry, there will be many apprenticeship programs in which young persons will now get the opportunity to learn their skills and craft their studies such that in the long run they will become efficient tuners, manufacturers, and constructors, builders, as the case may be. Our factory will produce high quality drums from steel that is high quality in its nature, and we will also have a chroming plant assigned to this factory, which will now produce embellished instruments with a high quality chrome. These will also allow and create many areas of employment. A second area we can look at is our musicians and organizations. Skillfully musically literate panists will become our marketable export sector. These persons can be trained, have been trained, and they will be sent as tutors to those countries that may be interested in developing a steel band industry locally. The development of our young managers or leaders or arrangers, persons involved in the industry, this will provide an area of contract employment where these persons can be sent as tutors in terms of teaching music theory, playing techniques, arranging of the music, scoring of the music, pan construction, pan tuning, not only here in the region, but also internationally. Our pan yards, that's what we call the home of our steel bands or steel orchestras. They will become centers of learning, excellence in learning, where on afternoons, on evenings, during the weekends, and in the vacation periods, our youngsters can be trained in the art of the steel band industry. But these pan yards will also be able to provide for our visitors, both local, regional, and of course international. And more so those who visit on the cruise ships will have the opportunity to experience the pan yard development and the pan yard as a center of excellence. Our events and festivals is another area of this industry. Commercialized ventures geared to involving persons into our industry can be set up to meet the needs of visitors. Our pan events in our local calendar are the most exciting ones, during our carnival and our panorama period. But we will not confine our steel band industry to just this area. We will have year-round activities in which, again, our locals as well as visitors alike can get involved in opportunities with the steel band. Our recordings of our bands, our musical recordings, whether it be a street festival, a pan yard concert, a show, a panorama competition, the music festival, these recordings now will be available for sale and will allow us to generate revenue. Shows using the technology where we can have pre-ticket sales can also be another area of revenue generation. In the long run, the steel band industry has a limitless export potential, which will redound to the benefit of the country, not only by employing many thousands of persons, but also by the revenue it can generate.